Hello and welcome again to my blog. Today I'm going to be talking about individuality. Now, individuality is a very complex topic to discuss. There is a lot to it, and there's a lot beneath the surface, and it's a very deep philosophical thing that really I could talk for hours and never completely cover what it is. It's something you have to figure out for yourself. But I would like to discuss a little philosophy of mine. I've been thinking over the past few years about the whole subculture situation. Almost every subculture you look at, you know, goth, punk, hipsters, hip hop, all of them claim to be doing what they're doing in an attempt to break free of society's bonds, to be something different. The problem with that is that as good of an intention as that is, as great as it is to want to be separated from the mainstream, to be something of your own, you can't do it by conforming to something else. Just because what you're conforming to is a minority and it's different and a lot of people consider it weird, doesn't make it a breakaway from conforming. Now, that's not meant to be offensive to anyone, because I'm friends with a lot of people involved in subcultures. I'm involved in subcultures. Many of them, yes, but nonetheless, I'm involved in certain subcultures. I understand the appeal of conforming to something. It's a sense of security, it's a sense of feeling welcome. And that's what individuality is all about. It's about wanting to feel like you don't have to be the way other people want you to be. And that's a great thing, to come to that mindset of, I'm not going to do everything everybody else tells me to anymore. I'm just going to be what and who I want to be, and I'm going to do what I want with my life. But the problem arises with the subcultures is that's where we get the issue of phases. I'm sure anybody who has ever been a teenager has heard somebody say, oh, it's just a phase. And it can be. Phases arise when you're desperately trying to find something to break you away from the norm, and then you go, okay, I'm gonna get involved in this, maybe it doesn't have to be a subculture, maybe it's a fandom. Maybe you're saying, I'm gonna get involved in My Little Pony fandom because it's different and it's breaking free from society, but then you start to feel like, okay, well now this has become normal, I don't feel different anymore, this is normal for me, I need to be something else, but then I'm going to leave behind all of this, and then all the guilt sets in, and the confusion, and you become an emotional wreck. And you go through phase after phase after phase after phase. And that's just, that's what's going to happen if you think on surface value. The problem is that people don't think beneath the surface of what to be truly individual means. They think, to be individual, I just have to be not like everybody you see out on the street. And that's partly true. If you're sitting in a bus and you look like me, and you're sitting with a bunch of guys who look like your typical high school jock, you're pretty individual among that group. You're pretty much the only one there that's like that. However, when you look out into the world or into your community and you go, oh, there's thousands of other people just doing exactly what I'm doing right now for the exact same reason as me. Obviously, they're not exactly like you, but they're still conforming to something, and you're still conforming to something for the reason of doing non-conformity. And, that makes absolutely no sense. Why would you conform to something to not conform to something? And then, on the flip side of that, there's the people that think that by conforming to society, they're being individual. And that tends to be less of a choice and more of a brainwashed thing. That's more of your parents have always told you that this is who you are and this is how you're going to be, and you should be proud of being this way, and you're individual, yeah, and then you look like everybody else, and you act like everybody else, and you're into the same things as everybody else, and if that's you, great, but you need to ask yourself, is that really me, or am I just doing this because I've always done it? And My philosophy that I've come up with is that to be truly individual, you have to be in a state of perpetual change, a constant state of perpetual change, meaning that at any moment you can be any of the many things that people can be. You know, me, for example, one day you might see me wearing a beanie and a scarf and a t-shirt and tight jeans and looking like a freaking hipster or hobo or something, and the next day I'll look like I walked out of a Renaissance painting or something. That's the kind of thing I'm referring to. You change based on your mood. You do what you want when you want to do it. Another good thing is behavior. If you act a certain way all of the time, it's because you're trying to impress somebody. You may not want to admit it. You may never admit it to yourself. If you don't, if you're not comfortable going out that far, you may never admit it to yourself. But you are trying to impress somebody. If you act the same way all the time, it's because you're trying to get people to think, hey, this is me and this is how I'm going to behave. But really, even you may not even notice it, but if you were to truly think about it, there are things that you restrain yourself from doing that you'd like to be doing just because you have to keep to acting this certain way. So basically, I came to the conclusion that if somebody wants to be truly individual and truly separated from everything else out there, they can't go around saying, I'm goth, I'm punk, I'm this and this and this. And that may sound contradictory because I've said, even in the last video, that I'm goth. Yes, I am goth, but I'm also, a couple dozen other things as far as subcultures go. And then, you take it out of subcultures and go to interests, and I'm probably hundreds and hundreds of different things. That is my point. If your entire existence consists of one lifestyle, of one interest, of one behavior, maybe you're doing what you really want to be doing, but chances are deep down you'd rather be doing other things and you're just too afraid to do it. So to end this video, I would say that any of you who are who feel dissatisfied, you don't have to tell me. You don't even have to come out and admit it to everybody around you. But if you think to yourself right now, is what I'm doing, is everything I'm doing what I would like to be doing? What would I stop doing were I to feel I had the choice? And what would I start doing were I to feel I had the choice? Think about that, and then decide for yourself whether or not you feel you are truly doing what you want to be doing, or if you feel that perhaps you're conforming to other people's desires and what society thinks, and maybe you want to let go. And if any of you want to let go, if any of you want to be individual, let go of that caring what other people think, let go of that trying to impress anybody. If any of you want to just be who you are and be impressive and powerful because of you, not because you're doing something that other people want you to do, embrace change. Embrace doing whatever the hell you feel like doing, whenever the hell you feel like doing it. If you feel suddenly interested in something, go for it. Be it. Do it. If you feel like saying something or stating a certain opinion, do it. Be it. If you feel like being a particular political party, a particular religion, a particular subculture, a particular fashion, a particular movie fandom, anything like that, grab it, do it, and that's true individuality. Just doing what you want, when you want to do it, without ever asking, what did these guys around me think about it? So, maybe if you feel like you want to be more individual, start asking yourself, am I doing what I want to be doing? And if not, how can I start? And that's my talk on individuality. See you next time.